Morning, March 7th, 2025. Welcome to Tariffs and Taxes. What do tariffs have to do with taxes? Everything. Tariffs are a form of tax. As we're seeing right now, the governments are doing it for retaliatory purposes. Tariffs were generally, assigned in the past to cover shipping, freight, and then all these tariffs or taxes get passed on to the consumer. And that's why it's projected that our cost of living will go up. Just some fun facts. British Columbia made the most income in 2024 from corporate taxes, sales taxes, personal income taxes. Then came the natural resource sector, then the federal government. Then our gross domestic product for 2023 was about 321 billion, and retail spending dipped in 2023. What we saw in 2024 is record tourism. We finally got back to the pre-COVID levels that we were experiencing. So let's just look at what's out there in the world and the social media and the news and a lot of stimulation. I'm getting a lot of questions. There is a fear out there. And I think we have to stop and just recalibrate your business plan, recalibrate your financial plan, your personal financial plans. Look at the market around you. How can you diversify that? So here's 5 tips right now. So assess the financial impact. Review your supply chain. Is there places you can go that your supply costs won't be significantly increased? For example, if you're a restaurant that's pasture to plate and you're producing domestically, how much will the tariffs impact you? Explore export markets. Can you export? You're going to get tariffs. Maybe not, depending on what it is. Is it a need or is it a want? Partner with U.S. buyers. Form partnerships across the board. Have an office in Washington State, which many of us do. Many, people do have businesses on both sides of the border. Many people go back and forth working on both sides of the border. We're very close to our Washington State partners. Streamline your operations. How can you make it so that you're being as effective as possible? Are you going to use AI? What are you going to use? Those are just 5 tips. Now, pivoting and surviving your business. Okay, diversification. What are you going to do? For example, you're a restaurant. Are you in a major center, or are you out in an isolated part of British Columbia? Typically, we had a Mexican restaurant, my husband and I, on the Chilcotin Highway, Highway 20. When the fires came, we had just survived the fires. We were shut down. We had 48 people stranded at the restaurant with us and only 2 bathrooms and 1 shower. Insurance wouldn't help us because we had refused to evacuate. So we didn't turn away anyone. We didn't charge people. If they chose to pay, they chose to pay. And what happened in the end is the Canadian Red Cross came through and funded us for housing those people that were trapped in the fires. We worked with the local nations. We worked with the local population. We fed the ranchers. So supplies, what we did is we relied on people, emergency vehicles coming through, and we coordinated with them to bring restaurant supplies through. And that's how we diversified from basically a want. Eating at a restaurant is typically a luxury. But then we became emergency services. We were feeding firefighters. We were feeding trapped individuals in the Chilcotin because of the fires surrounding us, the 4 fires. We were feeding the military. That's a huge way we pivoted. Let's use COVID. Okay, a lot of people, we ran out of safety supplies. People started making masks. People started making their own cleaning products because the market could not meet that demand. So given tariffs, what could your business do? Okay, you're not a restaurant, or maybe your accommodations. Look at the stats, though. I'm going to encourage you, do your market research. I searched for 2024 for Victoria, the city of Victoria, British Columbia. These are from the BC government websites. Tourism stats, our destinations BC. You can get current date stats. With all the AI out there, you can realize what the impact might be fairly quickly now. Victoria received 3.7 million Canadian visitors and 700,000 US visitors in 2024. Is it going to really affect us? It may. There's no doubt it's going to have some effect, but how can you mitigate it? Canadians are very loyal. Domestic tourism. I have family in the United States, and after not seeing them for 3 years during COVID, I just say to people, please be respectful. I'm not going to not visit the United States and not see my family. I already had to do that during COVID, so I am doing it now. We can't just ignore the US, many of us. So I don't want politics affecting my family. That is the stance I have taken. And we do have a lot of supporters. Be careful not to buy into the political rhetoric too much. Be realistic. A lot of people are dual citizens, and we love both our countries. So now is the time to really recalibrate your business. And if it's going to be too costly, do a cost benefit assessment and talk to a specialist. Nobody truly knows what's going on. Talk to your community communications. How can you support each other? We're seeing all these projections out there, and we're not sure. The government funding, I've checked, you guys. I don't know how they're going to roll it out. It's very vague on the websites. They say it's going to be there, but we did see the support from the governments for COVID. What can they do now? And can the spending keep going as it is? Are we going to get the hyperinflation? Is it going to just be too costly to do anything? Anyways, this message is meant to bring about comfort, not fear. And you just have to sit down and look practically at what you can do. If you want to change your business, expansions into the IT sector, the AI sector, maybe it's time to reevaluate. Is it a good time to do a startup business? There's always, with consequences, there's always opportunities. And I look at this challenge as another opportunity. We went through the fires in 2017, floods, 2018, 19, mudslides, landslides, COVID for 3 years, and now it's tariffs. We've weathered all of that, and we will weather this. So I'm with you guys in spirit, and please reach out if you have any questions. And I will share information as I find out how they will roll the funding out for those businesses affected by the tariffs. Have a great day, everybody.